he was a wildland firefighter, and he would have to be gone for like days or weeks at a time fighting fires. And his son had diabetes, and he needed to be home more with his son. He hated it because he's a hands-on, get out there kind of guy, right? And so, he was just like deeply unhappy, really wanted to be an entrepreneur, have flexibility, and be able to like provide for his family. With that said, let's move on. We're going to talk about the low-cost franchise in just a minute, but just want to hit on a quick client case study. Someone that Kevin and I kind of tag team in the beginning, and then Kevin really and possibly Krista really helped Josh to kind of get to the finish line. But I'll hit the front part of the story of just like when Josh came to us, and then Kevin, if you want to like talk about what that process was like. And I know we've highlighted him in a newsletter a long time ago, but Josh was kind of in a really tough situation where he was a wildland firefighter, right? Let me just show the picture of him. He was a wildland firefighter, and he would have to be gone for like days or weeks at a time fighting fires. And his son had diabetes, and he needed to be home more with his son. And so to make that happen, he wound up taking a desk job with the fire department. He hated it because he's a hands-on, get out there kind of guy, right? And so, he was just like deeply unhappy, really wanted to be an entrepreneur, have flexibility, and be able to like provide for his family. And Josh is like one of the most solid dudes that you could meet. And so he came to us. He wound up deciding to work with us within our zero to profitable franchise system, which is where we provide like online modules. You get to work with our brokerage team. We have a whole community of franchise buyers and franchisees, super robust. And initially, when Josh came in, he was pretty fixed on wanting to buy a fitness franchise. He was like, "Oh man, I'm really into fitness. I want to like start up a fitness franchise." And I remember my first call with him, he had told me about how he had like a flooring business on the side, which is funny, ironically enough. He had done a flooring business. He was super handy. I was like, "Hey man, I don't think fitness makes sense. You're in a rural area. It's going to be super expensive. Like home services, I think makes way more sense for you, but you're going to meet with the team. They'll be able to like go over that stuff with you." I think Kevin, you want to kind of pick up the story from there?
Yeah, no, I think you set the stage pretty well there. But I mean, Josh was just awesome to work with because while he was passionate and excited about the fitness concept, when he was very receptive to our coaching, and like when we walked through the data with him on like the fitness franchises and the investment and how long it's going to take to make money, that just wasn't in the cards for him at this point in time. It's something where he needed to make a life change so he could be there for his son, but also like replace his income pretty quickly. And so for a number of reasons, that just didn't work. But he ended up buying a home inspection franchise that was a perfect fit. It's called Housemaster, and he's crushing it. So he actually, before he even signed the franchise agreement, had started making connections in the community, and he knew there was like a gap. So once he didn't even realize there was a home inspection franchise out there before we started. And then we went through our process. And when I pointed that out to him, that it might be a good idea for us to look into, he was like, "Wow, I think there's a huge gap in the market. Yes, please look into it." So long story short, Housemaster was available in the market. He went through validation, just confirmed his assumptions that, it was a good opportunity. And what's cool is like he lives in a very rural area in Northern California. It's not highly populated, but that business model was, it was okay with the population account in terms of like his ability to be successful. Some of the franchises came back and said, there's not enough people in that area for us to justify a franchisee. But he's done really well with Housemaster. He stepped right in. He does videos online. I follow him and I see him doing like inspection videos. So it ended up being a perfect fit for him, just because it was, not much capital to inject at the start. He didn't need to take a huge loan. He could start doing inspections right away and make money. So, yeah, very happy with that outcome for him, and I think he's done really well so far.
If you enjoyed this short clip from the podcast, you can check out another short clip right here. Or if you want to watch the full episode of this podcast, you can watch that here. And remember, knowledge is not power. It's applied knowledge that's power. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.